Bear with me, guys. I have a little cold, but I want to tell you a little bit more about the girl behind all of this content. Everyone sees the content, the reels, the shorts, the transformation, but I want to give you something a little bit deeper today. Who I am, what I stand for, and what I absolutely refuse to compromise on. If you're going to follow me, you should know exactly what I'm about. Here are some of my core values. My first core value is simple. Be authentically and unapologetically yourself. Always. I've spent years people pleasing, hiding, shrinking myself for others, and it got me nowhere but miserable. Now, what you see is what you get. Second, honesty. I don't lie to myself, and I'm not going to lie to you. You may not always like what I have to say, but you know that it's going to be real. Third is loyalty to my marriage, to my health, to my world. I refuse to play with open relationships or watered down commitment. I believe in building something solid, rooted in tradition, respect, and in history. And fourth, accountability. I will never let excuses slide, not for myself, not for my clients, not from the people I love. If you're going to complain, you better follow it up with some sort of action, because dwelling solves nothing. Some of my beliefs. I firmly believe happiness comes from within. Nobody can hand it to you, and no partner can save you. You have to be okay with yourself first, where you come from, what shaped you as a person, and how you choose to move forward. I believe that success isn't given, it's earned. You don't stumble into it, you build it brick by brick through discipline and the choices that you make. I believe in soulmates, but not the fairy tale sense. I think we can have different forms of soul connections at different times in our lives, depending on where we are in our lives, how healed or unhealed we are. What you are, how you act is what you attract. And when it comes to marriage, I stand firm in traditional values. My husband and I keep it super traditional and rooted in history and polarity, because that's what works for us. That's what builds stability. Spiritual perspective. I do not like labels. I don't label myself religious. I was raised Christian, forced to go to church while watching family members deal with addiction to drugs, alcohol, hypocrisy, and judgment. And that left me with a very bad taste for religion as a whole. But here's what I've learned. It's not about labels. It's about being a free thinker, choosing what resonates with me and what's better for my life, and leaving behind what isn't. I see people's judgment as their unhealed pain projecting outward, and I choose not to carry that cycle forward. I live free, I live true, and I believe in energy, alignment, and creating my own reality. The way I live my life is unapologetically me. If you like me, great. You don't, that's fine too. I don't chase approval. I practice gratitude every single morning. I hold firm in what I believe. I stay present with my thoughts, and I know how to pull myself out of spirals because I've been there before. How did I overcome my past? Well, first I hired a coach to keep me accountable, and I stopped letting my feelings dictate my future. Feelings are just feelings. It does not mean that they are valid. I just made a choice every single day to get it done, no matter how I felt. That is what changed my life. So if you're here to follow me, just know this. I am not here to be liked by everybody, and I don't care if I'm liked by everybody. I'm here to be real, to share what I've lived, to call people out when they're lying to themselves, and hopefully inspire you to stop making the same mistakes and excuses and start making better choices for your life. I don't need everybody to agree with me, but I will always speak my truth. That is who I am, and that is how I choose to live.